Morning. Still, kinda. Welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about, as a trainee, what to expect when you first get on the truck. It's gonna be awkward. Most of the time for both of you. You don't know each other's personalities, traits, and stuff. So just be polite and respectful, and your trainer should treat you with the same respect. Just remember, you're in their home. This space right here, I spend more time here, unfortunately, than I do the house. So the first thing, it's not no 9-to-5 job. It's not going to be for everybody. You're either going to like it or you're going to hate it. So just get to know your trainer. He'll try to get to know you. Make some small talk, kind of gauge each other's personality. If you're with a good company, they usually have a personality match questionnaire, to fill out, that way they try to put you with somebody that's like-minded as far as beliefs and stuff and temperament, but stay away from hot topic issues regardless. Pretty much here to learn, not talk about religion, politics, whatnot, because that can just lead to an unnecessary fight, argument, an uncomfortable situation. And you're gonna be scared. I was scared to death when I first got in one of these 23 years ago. But ask questions. There is no such thing as a dumb question. If you don't ask it, you can't learn. It might sound stupid to you in your head, but ask it anyway, because you'll never know the answer unless you ask the question. Talk to your trainer about ground rules. Is there any particular ground rules for the truck, the living space? Like me, back when I trained, I don't train anymore, but one of my biggest things was footwear goes up front. You got carpet in the back. Want to try to keep your living space clean, because that's pretty much where you're going to live for the duration of your training, and try to keep it clean. Clean up after yourself. I mean, I hate to say it, most people do, but the golden rule is your mama's not here to clean up after you. So be respectful in that aspect. Pick up after yourself. You got some trash, put it in the garbage can. And stuff like that. So, the first couple of weeks is going to be more of getting acclimated to being with somebody you don't know in an environment that you're not familiar with, and stuff you've seen on TV. This ain't Hollywood. It can be rewarding. It's a great career, plenty of room for advancement, but Hollywood over glorifies it. It's a tough job. There's no set schedule. The schedule is the load moves when the load has to move. And being in the reefer division, most of your deliveries are like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So there's going to be a lot of night driving. Sometimes you can run daytime, but make sure you get adequate sleep, because you never know when that truck's going to have to move. Or, case in point, the last load I just picked up, Dodge City, I sat there for 38 hours at a meat packing plant waiting for everything to be processed, everything to be inspected, everything to be loaded, and it was finally loaded, and then I had to shag butt to my deliveries, but safely. Safety is first. Do not push yourself. Loads can always be rescheduled. that said, bring out here learning, be respectful enough to, wake up on time, be ready to learn. Communication is key. Communication with your trainer, communication with your student coordinator, whoever that might be, communication with the fleet manager. Communicate any issues, no matter what they be. Make sure you're being respected. Make sure you're being respectful. The trainer's not out to be mean. Some of them have different teaching techniques. I'm a little bit more laid back. I don't raise my voice unless I have to, and I do not scream. But if I have to raise my voice, it's to get your attention, to avoid an accident or avoid an incident or a situation. So, keep that in mind. It's not all going to be calm, cool, and collect all the time. It's a very stressful environment, learning. Personal hygiene. Both you and the trainer. If your trainer ain't washing his butt crack, you need to reach out to the company and let them know. But at the same time, you need to have good personal hygiene as well. So, and if you're the type that likes to shower every single day, like you're at home, I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. Not in this industry. Now, on average, I get a shower every couple of days, So, baby wipes are your best friend. Stuff like that. Sometimes you're going to sit 2 or 3 days, like I just did. But I happen to be at a truck stop, so I could get a shower. I could do laundry. Some places you'll sit and wait, and there's no facilities. You'll be lucky to have a bathroom to use. So bear that in mind. And if you have hygiene needs, special hygiene needs, let your trainer know that right up front. He's not going to get mad at you. He's not going to get an attitude with you. But depending on your specific needs will depend on whether he plans to stop at a truck stop for the night or a rest area. Sometimes it might be easier to get into a rest area, but if you have any special needs, that trainer is going to try to accommodate you as much as possible, realistically possible. So if you got a rest area 10 miles away from a truck stop and it's first, he's liable to stop there. But depending on your needs, he'll try to get to that truck stop. That way you can be accommodated and pretty much be happy. You're not always going to be happy out here learning. You'll be happier once you get it all over with and achieve that goal. That way you've got your truck, and then you can plan your trips your way. So if you don't speak out and communicate, you can't get mad at the trainer if he chooses to stop at a rest area more often than he does at a truck stop. Now on to point 4. Things you'll be learning out here once all the awkwardness is over. Pre-trip. And I cannot stress that enough. Even if it's cold, you need to do your pre-trip. Do I like getting out in the cold and doing it? No. But keep that as a good practice, especially once you get your CDL. It's yours. You're ultimately responsible for your CDL. Don't get lax, don't get complacent. There could be something go wrong. I've seen trucks break down while they're parked. So get up and do a once over. Even if it's 20 below zero, just bundle up, take your time. Because like I said, at the end of the day, it's your CDL, and if you screw up and you lose it, it's almost impossible to get it back. And the fines from DOT and DOT inspections and stuff, they can be in the thousands. So nobody, I don't even like paying taxes, so nobody likes giving any government entity more than they should. So keep your money in your pocket. Do your pre-trip. Do a thorough pre-trip, especially tires, brakes, easy items to walk around and check. I mean, every time you stop your truck, do a walk around. Always check your tires. You don't know if you just picked up a bolt. There's debris on the road everywhere. You can always pick up something. Put a little slice in your steer tire. Nobody wants a steer tire to blow out. You're going to learn backing, your logs, company policy, paperwork, weight distribution, shipper and receiver protocols, load securement, map planning, GPS, even the trucker GPSs. Do not trust them. And really don't trust technology 100%. Just don't do it. I've got a GPS. I utilize Google Earth, Google Maps. They're good, useful tools for researching your route, where you're going, where you're going to park. But there's no substitute for an atlas. Laminated. It's not paper anymore. I'm old, but I ain't that old. So learn how to read an atlas. There's a lot of useful information in the front. There's weights, route restrictions, heights. It will tell you where everything is, and that should be part of your trip planning. Point A to point B. What are you going to come across? So check your route, check your height, check restrictions. Even the Weather Channel. Check your weather along your route 2 or 3 days out. You know it's going to take you 3 days to get across the country. Check the weather for that region all the way across. Know what you're coming into. Know what you might or might not come into. CB radio. They say it's obsolete. No. I have one. I refuse to drive a truck without one in my truck. I leave it on channel 19 and I leave it turned up just a little bit. There's not as much traffic on the CB anymore, because people don't talk bullshit like they used to do on it. But it's a useful tool. And by useful, I mean you're coming over a hill. You don't know what's on the other side of it. Especially inclement weather, wintertime. There could be a wreck on the other side of that hill. And if you don't know about it before you crest that hill and you hit the brakes, you're fixing to be part of that wreck. So get yourself a good CB. Listen to it. You ain't got to talk on it. Just listen. It's good information. Also has Weather Channel on most all of them today. So, just pay attention to your surroundings. There's a lot of things out here that you can utilize to help you do your job better, to help you be safe out here. Because ultimately, this is a career. You want to make good money, you can do that. The sacrifice from being away from home, to provide for your family a good life. But at the end of the day, utilize everything you can. That way, because the most important thing, you make it home. That way you can enjoy the fruits of your labor. So keep that in mind. You know, you'll get frustrated. I mean, it's not an easy process. I still get frustrated on a daily. Some of my other videos, if you're watching my channel, you'll see. You know, but take a breath. If you have to, walk away from your truck for a second. Take a walk. Calm your head. Do not get back behind the wheel aggravated, you know, because that aggravated action leads to inattention, distracted driving, and road rage in some cases. There are times that I envision Grand Theft Auto, especially when I'm going through major metropolitan, can't talk today, metropolitan cities, traffic, people cutting you off. You know, expect that. 'Cause, yeah, that's a thing. That's going to happen. You know, but try to have fun. You know, there'll be some downtime, usually while you're out here training. You know, and you're probably 2 or 3 weeks in now, so I mean, you're used to your trainer, he's used to you. You know, don't be afraid to laugh and cut up. You know, so like I said, just have fun with it. You know, and know your personal boundaries. You might get out there 3 or 4 weeks and just realize this is not for you. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no shame in that. Like I say, it's very tough, especially getting through your training. And the real fun begins your first year when you're out here by yourself. So if you do manage to make it through training, keep all the contacts that you can. Your driver trainer, you know, reach out to him once you're on your own. Still don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't feel stupid, because it's not. You know, when I got off my training truck, first 90 days, I'm pretty sure I called my trainer 4 or 5 times a week. I forgot about this, or how did we do this again? You know, stuff like that. So don't be afraid to build a network of relationships. You know, build a network of relationships with in-house, you know, safety, your dispatcher, even the maintenance teams. You know, get a good working relationship, because at some point you're going to need them. You know, and if you got a good working relationship with them, and you're familiar with them and procedures and stuff, it make everything go a whole lot easier. So, but before you decide to jump in this, research everything. Channels like mine. There's another channel out there with real good information. Driven Trucking. He puts out some good information. You know, but research the companies. First and foremost, research the companies. Research their CSA scores. All that's public info. You know, make sure you're choosing a good carrier to start your career with, because a bad one can just throw it off the rails from the get-go, and you don't need that. You know, because most everybody's going to start with a mega carrier, and you know, so stuff like that. Mega carriers are not bad to start with. I started with Covenant back in 2000, 2001. You know, get your year in. Once you get a year or two under your belt, or at least a minimum of a year, then if that company is not a good fit for you, you can be selective, as long as you maintain a safe driving record. That is the most important thing. Maintain a safe driving record. Stay away from some of the recreational stuff. Even though it's legal in some states, just don't. It's just not a good idea. I ain't got nothing against it. But in this career, there's no place for it. Because you're in charge of 80,000 pounds up to of nothing but, well, I would say steel, but a lot of these trucks are made of fiberglass now and plastic, so it's still very dangerous, so it's just not worth the risk. And if you get a mark like that on your record, you may as well hang it up, because the only company that might hire you is a company you don't want to work for anyway. But knowledge comes from experience. Don't ever think you know it all, because I don't. I say 22, 23 years, I still consider myself a rookie. As soon as I think I know it all, I'm going to go home and flip burgers or something, because there's families out here on the road, and you get complacent and you think you know it all. And I don't know if you've heard the term super trucker yet. You will. Don't be that guy. Don't hog the left lane and get out there and just, push people down the road with your front bumper and stuff because you didn't do proper trip planning. Slow and steady wins the race. And getting there is the ultimate goal in one piece. Customers want their product in one piece. The company wants the truck and trailer in one piece. Your family at home waiting for you wants you in one piece. So, that's about all the points I've got for today. Just keep in mind you're going to be sharing a confined space. It's going to be stressful. Do your time, move forward with your career. Be willing to learn your entire career. Don't ever be afraid to ask questions. Don't ever be lax on safety. All the stuff you had to go through learning, doing your pre-trip and stuff like that, out there walking around with your little yellow vest. Keep that mindset in your head. Still keep that mindset. Get out there and do your pre-trips. Check your truck. Know your truck. Know your route. Know the weather. Know your contacts. Everything can be a useful tool to help you further your career, further your safety, and further your goals in life. So, best of luck. Just be punctual, respectful, positive, flexible, and understanding, and communicate. And with that, I'm Whiskers, and this is Whiskers Trucking, and we'll see you next time.